Okay, so we go through a series of deadlocks annually, and I'm going to write a little bit more about our annual traditions. Right now, I'm going to mention a few things that I have not mentioned in these letters yet, but I'm going to. And that is that annually the rascals, the turkeys, the rascals in the heavenly plains, they annually always have been burning the roof of the Notre Dame Cathedral every year. All growing up. See, I'm now 46 years old. Ever since I was a young child. Every year they would burn the roof of the Notre Dame Cathedral in Paris, France. And then it was ellipted, and then life resumed as if it was never burned. This was an annual tradition, and at other points in the year they do something else to other things. One of them is the Taj Mahal, and another is the Great Wall of China. And annually they always do this every year, so we have to consider the year. See, there's St. Nicholas and Christmas time, and then there's the Easter Bunny, another time of the year. Okay. So there are these annual patterns. And when I went to Montana from Cheyenne, Wyoming, was in Cheyenne, Wyoming, and then I went up to Montana, and as I went up there, all over the news was reports of the Notre Dame Cathedral being burnt. And of course, this was, to some of us who could remember that this is done every year, oh, they're burning it again. Well, this time it did not ellipse. It didn't flux and change to be as if it was never burnt again. Okay. These rascals no longer have what is needed to make the flux in time. Okay, before they could burn it, flux in time, it's as if it never burned. Ellipsion. But this year, or, not this year, but the year before, a couple of Christmases ago, okay? No, it was, it was the year of 2019. They no longer could do this. So there was a flux in time that changed it was given a cover job to make it more comfortable. It was an accident, some electricity wire or something burnt up the roof. This was a flux in time. The roof burnt, and then they don't have what is needed to make the flux in time anymore. But they had what was needed to give it a cover job, but it remained burnt. And that reflects that they no longer have something that is needed for an organized pattern every year. They can't do it anymore. So within a couple of years, there's something similar is going to happen to the Taj Mahal. Okay, there's going to, they damage it annually. Every year they do. But once we get to a threshold and they can no longer do it anymore, it's going to have a damage that remains. It doesn't flux and change to be as if it was never damaged. It's going to remain damaged, and it's going to need repair. Okay, so we may want to reconsider if we have not been believing in St. Nicholas, okay? But this always has been true every year. Now, Taffy, hold on. Why would the saints and apostles, the heavenly hosts, bother to do this if we just always, ellipse our personalized gifts? Well, they yet do it because this is an annual ritual that yet locks us into needing to buy each other gifts every Christmas. See, first our gifts are bought, our personalized gifts from the heavenly hosts, okay, the good people, our spirit guides. And then we're deadlocked and fluxes and changes happen, and the rascals are yet in need of a cover job. See, and so we end up buying each other gifts. And this improves our hearts. See, we yet are ending up buying gifts for one another, and it improves our hearts. So that's why the heavenly hosts yet do this, because it's worth doing, even though the gifts that they gave us have disappeared every year. Okay? But this is very true. This is something we go through every year. Even you do with your families at home. They give them to you, and somehow you're deadlocked and your lives change, and we end up buying each other gifts. And then we ask, do you believe in St. Nicholas and Santa Claus? But they're really asking questions about your memory and what you want to talk about or something. Okay. How fun. Okay. All right, but this reflects the patterns of corruption that happened that were what got the world wars to start. So we're listening to us kind of solve a few things. Okay, on to my next video.